Hello, folks. Welcome to Business Spotlight. My guest today is running two fantastically successful businesses by mastering the notoriously difficult digital e-commerce space, specifically Amazon and TikTok. I'm delighted to welcome my guest, the director and co-founder of Livewire and eFones, Emily Gallant. It's great to see you, Emily. Thank you so much for joining.
Hi, Mark. Hi. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. Thanks for coming on. This is an amazingly successful story, and I can't wait for you to tell it. Can you start by sharing the story behind how you started the business?
Yes, so eFones was launched in 2019. We wanted to take a more modern approach to the telecoms company that we are. So Livewire was established in 1999, which is a sort of B2C focused telecoms company. So in 2019, we launched eFones, and we're eFones online for Amazon, TikTok, OnBuy, a lot of different things now.
Fantastic, and it's been an unbelievable success story. So you're doing Livewire and eFones is B2B and B2C, and you're doing a lot around Amazon and a lot around TikTok. I hear very few success stories of people that have really mastered that e-commerce space, but yours is definitely one of them. Can you share some of the challenges that you've faced when you've started the businesses, and how have you overcome them?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, eFones, we launched in 2019. As everybody knows, the pandemic hit in 2020. So that was a massive challenge for us. Luckily, because we already had the relationships with our partners and we already were established on Amazon, we managed to basically keep the nation online in the pandemic. So we turned it around, and it was actually a really successful time for us.
You've built a really strong customer base, not just in the UK. You're also opening now in the US and Hong Kong and the Netherlands and other places as well. How have you built such a strong customer base and enabled yourself to differentiate your brand in what is a notoriously complex and competitive industry?
I would say customer service, for one, is something that we're really passionate about and dedicated about here. Also, not many people probably know, but me and co-founder Richard, we're actually husband and wife. And I think because we support each other, we've been able to build the relationships with our partners and, just get really, really nice working relationships and being able to work on projects together and keep the company, going forward.
What about innovation and creativity, Emily? How do you foster that kind of culture within the business?
I think it's quite hard. I think because obviously everyone can have great ideas and great creative ideas, but I think it really takes some talent to, be truly creative in something that's going to be successful. So we have an amazing team here, and luckily, because we are working closely with TikTok, for example, obviously that's a very creative platform in regards to the content that you need. So having the advice from them as well is really helpful.
You mentioned COVID just then, and I know that actually it really helped your business. Can you share a pivotal moment or decision that significantly impacted on the growth of the business?
In COVID, what we actually ended up doing, which was just complete madness, I was heavily pregnant. We were trying to run Amazon because it just absolutely went crazy. All our B2B customers also needed all of the telecommunications equipment for obviously keeping hospitals, the government, schools connected. So everything was going crazy. And then Richard Gallant says, we need to move, we need a bigger warehouse. And if we hadn't have done that, we wouldn't have been able to fulfill as many orders. So yeah, we actually then ended up moving into the warehouse that you can see behind me.
So you had a bit of a perfect storm going on there as well, didn't you? Because you were moving space, you had COVID, but you also got into some new strategic partnerships at the same time. Could you tell us a bit about those?
Yes. So because of all the work with Amazon, we then later on, after sort of COVID was starting to settle down, we were approached by TikTok and very quickly became their bestseller, and were their bestseller for Black Friday and Christmas, and have been the years since, and hopefully this year will be the same.
It has been a phenomenal success story, and you've had rapid and meteoric growth, but I'm sure it's not all been a bed of roses. Emily, how do you handle failure and setback, and what lessons have you learned from those?
I think lessons wise, I think as you get older, and I think the years of being involved in running the business, I would say it's how you react to things. And the best thing is just to keep calm and find out the quickest way that you can resolve the issue, because if your reaction, I just think, is everything. And also for the other members of the team, to keep your staff happy and just thinking, right, how can we resolve this, and just getting it done. I think that's really important. The amount of stress, I always joke and say the reason I have grey hair is because working with Amazon every day. But obviously, if it was so simple, then everybody would do it, wouldn't they? So,
as you already mentioned, you're a busy mum, you're a busy wife, and you're running a successful business as well. How on earth do you maintain a work-life balance as an entrepreneur, and how do you avoid burnout?
Avoiding burnout, I would recommend to everybody to just drink wine, have a good glass of wine every evening. No, I don't want to alcoholic, but it definitely helps you relax and switch off for a little bit each evening, because I used to work really late on my laptop every single night. Then I wouldn't be able to properly and sleep, and then I was getting headaches, and that's not healthy. So I think, particularly since having my daughter, we have a really nice work life and home life balance. And to be honest, if I didn't have the position in the company, I probably wouldn't be able to have that. I get to take my daughter to school every day, pick her up every day, have dinner with her, and it is a really nice balance.
Your business is all about e-commerce, and it's all about getting to grips with social media and those channels as well. And this is the kind of the nirvana, right? And for many business owners, most business owners that I talk to, that's a bit of a dark art. But you've cracked it. So I'm going to take this opportunity, Emily, because it would be remiss of me if I didn't. Could you share with us some of your marketing and growth strategies that are working well for you? Could you tell us a little bit, give us some insight around how you cracked those areas?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Amazon and TikTok are just completely different marketplace. Like, you can't do the same strategy or approach for either of them. Amazon, I would say, if you're selling the same product category, it's so important to master that and its content, and what's the best type of advertising to put on there, who your competitors are, if you can put a deal on. Once you know all of that information and get something going, I just think it's just continue with that strategy, because it will work. TikTok, it's just a whole different minefield of, there's just so much on there that you need to learn. I think as soon as you've found a good influencer for your product, that's key, because if they've got a big engaged audience, they'll be able to sell your product, and then go and find another one and another one. I mean, I think we have over 7,000 influencers on our books at the moment, and that is what works for us.
So all about connecting. Well, my next question was going to be about what role has networking and build relationships played in your business. So tell us a little bit more then about connecting up with 7,000 influencers. How does all of that work?
Oh, it's very complicated. But yeah, we have a great team here who basically speak with the influencers all day, every day, sending out samples, letting them know how much their commission could be per product sold, giving them advice. We also have big LARC and WhatsApp groups with influencers as well. We're all encouraging each other, liking and sharing each other's content. So it is all online. Not a lot of it has been face to face, but we do a few events where we have the opportunity to meet them, which is great. The most recent one was actually hosted by TikTok. We had a pop-up store with TikTok in Oxford Street in London. So that was a great opportunity to meet some of the faces who've been selling our product. It's just really important. Even since COVID, I know things are slowly starting to get back to normal, but if you can't network face to face, do it online.
Your business is very fast moving, and everybody will say it's all about chasing the algorithms, right? And that's what makes the dark art. How on earth do you stay up to date with all the developments and the changes and the improvements in technology to make sure that you remain competitive?
Truthfully, I don't feel like I can take much credit for that, because my husband, Richard Gallant, owner, CEO, he is actually shocked TikTok as well at how quickly and easily he managed to understand the TikTok algorithm, and he actually sort of mind blows even certain employees in TikTok in the meeting. So I think he's really understood that quickly because of his years of experience within the industry. He's been running the company for 20 years. I think with other aspects of the business, we became a official distributor the UK and Europe for Huawei, and that played such an important role. on what the business is today. And again, they're obviously such a tech company, like, you know, they're one of the biggest tech brands out there. And I think because of things like that is how we have the understanding that we do today.
One last question, Emily. If you were to kind of reflect back, cast yourself back to 18-year-old Emily, what advice would you give to your 18-year-old self if you could do it all over again?
I would say just to keep going and not take no for an answer. And I've always thought you might not be the most intelligent person in the room, but as long as you're the most hardworking and prove that you can get it done, then you'll be fine.
So it's not what you know, but what you do, right?
Definitely.
Love it, Emily. It's been brilliant to have you as a guest. Thank you so much for coming on.
No, thanks for having me.
Thanks. If you'd like to come and join us on Business Spotlight and share your story in a way that Emily has just done, we'd love to see you. Just comment, apply below, and we'll be in touch. Until next time, bye for now.